Coming in at number one is the World Open Science Cloud, which is a new contender that was not included in the Crossref fact file, surprisingly enough, but one that we've dreamed up ourselves that basically consolidates pretty much everything on that collaborator and partner in focus part. And it's come up a couple of times during this meeting that there are a plethora of Crossref-like organisations, open research infrastructure organisations, and it's getting increasingly difficult for our members to kind of manage all those memberships and manage their commitments to all those different organisations. And it's also kind of spreading the net too thinly for us, so it's making it harder for any one of those individual organisations to succeed. So our possibly brilliant or not idea is to have some way of consolidating them into some form of coalition where it would be possible for our member organisations to kind of join that coalition and then pick and choose the services they want from that. So that was our number one. Number two is a sort of outreachy education thing around metadata. So it's the metadata health check, which we really like, but we think, I know this is also slightly cheating, but we think it really has to go hand in hand with the metadata best practices and principles, because you can't do one without the other. So we combined those two as a single thing. And then number three is also under metadata, which is just sort of better metadata. More links, more connections, more information about grant DOIs, RAW IDs, ORCID IDs, and so on, that enable people to make more use of it.
On table 10, red is the big winner. Most of the chips are on data citation, 7 in total. And immediately next is 5 chips on a related topic in green, and that is a foundational infrastructure with ORCID and DataCite. And then the one after that is in blue, and that is multi-language services.
We have the registry of organization, the Research Organizations Registry as number one. Then we had non-English language documentation, interfaces, and webinars. So we sort of put all of those things together because I think those are different, important outreach. And then we had citation classifications as the third. And also runner-up, we did the exact same thing of putting the metadata health check and the best practice together, and that was a close runner-up, so we'll mention 4.
Right. Okay, so number one. So there was a lot of agreement around the technical debt issue. So that's the middle square in the left hand in the yellow section. So that really needed to be attended to. But also there was enthusiasm. And the other equal first was around metadata. There was a lot of enthusiasm for increasing the quality of metadata. So the first one there was around incentivizing, some schemes for incentivizing more robust metadata. And then I'm afraid we had a tie for third place, so I apologize for that. But one was image manipulation detection, and there was also some enthusiasm for extending that idea towards services that could detect other forms of adherence to standards and so on. So that as an R&D project, that was felt to have real potential in terms of issues like diversifying revenue streams, for example. But that's listed as an R&D project. And finally, going back to metadata, equal third, was the public feedback channel for metadata quality, because that was felt to be another really scalable way of increasing metadata quality.
Okay, so we've got a tie as well on ours, but the one that got the most vote, which is 9 votes, and the central mid-square is a completely new one, which is a quality check when data are submitted. So that's a missing piece from the program, and we all felt that was hugely important. It's on submission. The second one is, with 7 votes, is the tech debt. And basically, we have to repair the leaking roof and fix the plumbing before we can invite anyone in, even if that's ongoing. Then equally tied, we've got RAW as a hugely important piece of the landscape that needs to be developed in terms of collaboration and partnership, but RAW actually came up in lots of different situations, so just everything about RAW. And the non-English language documentation was our other third equal. And I'm also going to do something which I'm probably not allowed to, which is call out for a runner-up, which got 3 votes, which is the Ambassadors Programme, but everything about Crossref is outreach, and I think it also needs inreach, both in terms of expert feedback and the sort of technical side of what other cultures and jurisdictions are dealing with in terms of their own persistent identifiers and other things. So sort of an inreach extension to the Ambassadors Programme.
We've got priorities from across the areas apart from adapting and expanding constituencies. And given the conversation this morning, I thought it was interesting that we didn't vote for that area. And in fact, there's very little in the strategic paperwork about what's happening in that area. So that's clearly something that's quite challenging. But our top vote went to improving the help and guidance on Crossref services on the website. And that fell down to participation reports. What do you do next once you realise that you're not at 100%? How can you improve it? We'd like some help with that. Better documentation on Crossref services in general. And then how to improve error messaging from the registration service. So a lot to do with help and guidance on the website. Moving to improving the metadata, there was a lot of enthusiasm about the credit taxonomy, where we would put researchers' roles in to enrich metadata, and we felt that was a valuable addition to the Crossref service. Then moving to collaboration, we are asking for a public work plan to be available from the Crossref website so that people who want to collaborate can understand what's going on, what the opportunities are, and how they can get involved.
The 8 points for global outreach with non-English support ambassadors program and sponsors program. Actually, non-English support and interfaces and documentation are vital for non-English, significantly important for understanding of Crossref services and possibilities of collaboration. So the 7 points also have the part to simplifying and improving of existing services, and this is all about technical supports and technical debt. I also there are only 2 points, but I think that the new product of Metadata Manager is very important for the people who are registering metadata not via API. So and also so by this word we moving to the API improvement that is also very important. This is how it works for us.
So I guess I'll start with the easy one. The one that got the most votes was the distributed usage logging with counter. Then we have a 4-way tie for second. So I guess I'll just run through all of them in the order I see them. So the REST API, technical debt, we kind of put those two together, but specific technical debt, I guess. So non-English documentation and interest group, but we were talking about combining the documentation and the interface, and rather than just working on it, trying to get an interest group that would work on these things with Crossref. Dynamic web resources, so being able to support these other content types, mentioning schema.org as a place to look for those types, and ROR, was also tied. And then we had a three-way tie for second, but I think I better stop there.
I'm clearly not going to get a job as a croupier, partly because I also took my eye off the table at one point, and there seems to have been some last-minute betting that rather overloaded one of them. And that one that was overloaded, but is the clear winner apparently, is Funder Outreach, which was under the Adapt to Expand in constituencies. However, there was a caveat there that what was agreed on the table was that before anything is done there should be a fee review. Okay. And then you can decide where you're going to put your effort with your constituencies. And I also want to make a remark that what we also discussed was this, what is here doesn't have to be Crossref. It doesn't have to be Crossref itself. It can leverage its partnerships, etc., and do it with others. But they are priorities that we saw were important. So next up was address the technical debt. We did add a few into there. So we hedged our bets. And we put in the cloud and we put in REST API there. But that also came out as a very close contender for what we wanted to see taken forward. And then there were two or three that were sharing the honours, if you like. We all got very excited about self-repairing DOIs once we understood what they were. There was a lot of passion as well for data citation. RAW, but a RAW plus. So to make sure that it linked out to other organisation IDs, etc., and didn't just become another silo. And the distributed usage. That was also in third place. Thank you.
For enrich existing services, we had self-repairing DOIs which didn't make it. I don't know why. So nobody wanted to bet on that. But we thought it was important. Didn't get any chips. The winner was address technical debt, and I heard it from the other tables as well. And ROAR came up very high as well in the existing service simplification. For the improving of the metadata, we had the highest scores for the principles and best practices, and for the judge support, improving the judge support. And also data citations was important, a bit less according to the table here. To adapt to the expanding constituencies, you see Funder Outreach, linkage in mainstream media, didn't make it. Sponsors program came up as the winner here, and it was very important according to the group. For collaboration and partners, we had DAL, which is the usage logging, and it was coming up at one or two of the other tables already. We also had, to my surprise, emerging publication education coalition, which I'm very happy about. It was the winner in this quarter. And then you had the joint search with DataCite as 3 chips, and it gave a good reflection of what we thought was important for Crossref to do. Thanks.
It's my pleasure to represent you guys, our research output. And I ask Crossref to assign a DOI for it. As for us, the most important, the highest priority, the most important niche is improve our metadata. You can see 15 bets have been placed on it. Less important niche is simplify and enrich existing service. Only 12 bets have been placed on it. And only 7 bets have been placed on adapt to expanding constituencies. And only 6 bets have been placed on collaborate and partner. So our leader is metadata health check, 7 bets, and feedback on quality issues is 7 bets. Thank you.